Hello, friends. Hope you're enjoying your lunch. I'm here for your lunchtime entertainment. I'm just kidding. I'm here to talk about scaling AI responsibly across 150 institutions worldwide at LearnWise. A little bit of context. My name is Greg. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LearnWise AI. We are based in the Netherlands. We have been around for about 2 years, and we've had the pleasure of growing pretty quickly to supporting 150 institutions worldwide, many of them here in the UK, bringing AI to higher and further education. A little bit of context about who we are. We can read the text, but what I always like to do is try to visualize things a little bit. So I like to think about LearnWise a little bit like a sandwich. At the bottom layer, you have all the integrations that matter for higher and further education, right? Your VLE, your support software, your student portal, anywhere where faculty and students spend time. That's really critical because the power of AI is really dependent on the power of the context that you give to that AI. On the middle layers where you have all the different workflows that matter for your institution, right? That's the business logic. That's the specific things that make your university or school unique on how you operate and how you want to implement AI. And at the top layer, you have the different types of applications that we help institutions deploy, right? From student services support assistants to AI tutors that live in your Moodle, your Blackboard, your Canvas, your Brightspace, and so on, all the way to AI feedback and grading support for faculty and for students as well. So I wanted to share today a couple of the key lessons that we learned across this process of implementing these solutions at institutions worldwide, particularly in the context of how education is changing. The student as we know it is no longer the student of 10 or even 15 years ago. We have students working part-time, majority of them. We have kitchen table learners at 11 p.m. trying to get support. The student landscape is so very different, and we need to be very aware of that as we implement AI across our institutions. So what does the data show? Let's get into it. We recently shared a report from 100,000 plus conversations that we analyzed that students had with AI across around 24 institutions that participated in this study. So these are support conversations, these are tutoring conversations that students are engaging in, and we learned a couple of really critical things here. So one is that just tutoring is not always about the content. A whole lot of the support that students need in the learning journey is things that happen outside of the material itself, right? It's when is my assignment due? Where's the rubric for that thing? I missed the deadline. Help me prepare for it. I'm cramming. I have 2 hours to finish. So a lot of the types of questions that you'll get will actually be outside of the core learning material as well. So I think that is something really interesting that we learned here. Another component that I think really stands out for me is that students tend to use these things outside of the core hours. And this goes back to what I shared earlier on how the student landscape is changing, right? We have kitchen table learners, we've got continuous education, we've got folks taking small degrees along long periods of time. So what we saw is that over 40% of all conversations with tutors and support agents that we've implemented are happening outside of office hours. Right? We've seen conversations at 1 a.m., we've seen conversations at 3 a.m. It just goes to show the importance of being there and being available in those new hours that previously students just didn't have coverage in. So that's really what the role of AI can do, is bringing that support available in a 24/7 state. And now you're supporting students that are in different countries and different time zones, so AI is a great vehicle there to make that available for them. The other challenge that we noticed is that your student data, the things that matter to students, don't all live in one place. How lovely would it be if all of your course content, all the support material, all of your rubrics, everything that you needed was all in Moodle? Would be great, but for the majority of institutions, it's just not the case, right? You've got video content on Kalturo or Panopto, you've got SharePoint content, you've got a website with other information on it, and you've got your VLE. And the important thing for AI to do is to orchestrate all of that together, right? We need to bring the content into a shared space for where, regardless the student is, they can chat with all of the different materials that are important to them. So let's talk about one institution specifically to focus on a use case here with the University of Westminster. We have created a couple of different AI assistants with them for different use cases. One that I'll start with is around Blackboard, library guides, and then a general support assistant as well. You might know that Westminster's about 30 or 20,000 students, and we've seen in that short time period during the study that there's over 34,000 questions asked to the AI. So adoption of AI is not a problem on a student level. It's more of a challenge on the organizational level on how we bring things in. So one thing that we saw really high usage of is over 1,000 different libguides that were available, right? And imagine being a student trying to page through all of those different resources and documents. They put their little LearnWise assistant in the bottom right corner. They called it Libby, very cute, and made it very easy for students to be able to interact with all of the library content available. Additionally, in Blackboard, we made a tutor available directly within the course as an LTI. This means a student can ask a question like, hey, I have 2 hours, I need to study now, what is the most important thing I can work on? And the AI will go and fetch the current assignments that are due, the module or the week that they're currently in, the syllabus, and all the other ancillary information like the lecture capture to create a study plan for them or help them engage in an H5P Interactives-led interactive learning experience as well. Another really exciting use case that I love to see was UMass Global. That's an institution in the US. They took things to the next level by leveraging workflows. And this is where that middle layer of the sandwich comes in, right? This is where you start to customize how the AI works for you in your specific use cases. So they created some really interesting Socratic thinking and Socratic teaching methodologies. They created some really interesting role play assessment components that lived inside of the tutor. So this means that we have this transition from an AI learning guide that helps you figure things out and make a study plan for you to something that is actually part of the core curriculum. It's the homework for week 2 is to go into the LMS or the VLE and actually interact with the tutor. They also worked with us on bringing out the AI feedback and grading solution that was available for them inside of their VLE, right on top of where students and teachers already work, so where teachers do their main marking and grading process. We put it right on top of there and generated really powerful feedback endpoints for every row of the rubric to help teachers save time, but also increase the quality and depth of their feedback. We all know that trying to grade 50 assignments in a row can be pretty laborious, and number 1 is not going to be at the same quality as number 10. From here, let's dig into a little bit of where we think things are going. Right now, there's a lot of small chatbot projects. There's a lot of small AI assistants that do specific things, maybe in one department or another. And one of the things that we're really excited about is broadening that vision to a pure platform where you have agents that interact with each other, with different departments, with different applications that you have, either on demand or in the background running autonomously. So that's where we're heading. And what that means is that we're able to move into a variety of new use cases that enable your institution to create agents that collaborate together. So what does the future of an institution look like? Is it that every department has its own governed AI that supports with the duties that they have? And when I ask a question about a career opportunity or an internship that I might want to take one day, to the tutor, because I just finished my last math assignment in that course, I should be guided to those opportunities that might be most relevant for me, even if that AI agent or that AI assistant is actually managed or governed by a whole different team in your organization. So I truly think the future of AI in higher ed is all about orchestration, bringing those different AI experiences to the different teams and letting them work together for one big result. So 2026, what's the strategy of AI? I think we've gone beyond should we adopt this now? And it's really about how you do this responsibly and measure the impact. And I'm really excited about some of the data that we're starting to see. I think we scratched the surface today on some of the things in our report. So if you'd like to take a deep dive, there's lots of charts, lots of data in this report. Do feel free to scan the QR code. No strings attached. It's just a nice PDF with all the learnings that we had from analyzing those 100,000 support and tutoring conversations. I hope it brings you value, and if you're looking to learn more about how other institutions have implemented this, how they've thought about the rollout strategies and onboarding and getting all your teams aligned, do feel free to find us. The LearnWise team is right over there at booth number 17 and is happy to tell you more. Thank you so much for your time today.